Hey everyone, thanks for joining me again today. Today I'm going to be interviewing a new Tesol professional whose name is Lakmini, and I'll let her tell her information about herself and her story.
Okay, thank you so much, Sharon. So, like she said, my name is Lakmini, and I'm from Sri Lanka. It's a beautiful little island in South Asia. So I came to US in 2017, fall, I guess, to do my higher education, to do my master's degree in Tesol from Rice State University, and I graduated this spring. And prior to that, I also completed my master's degree in linguistics and worked as an English lecturer back in Sri Lanka in a university. And also in 2018, I joined University Writing Center as a writing coach. Now I'm here working as an adjunct English instructor at the English Intensive Program at University of Dayton. Since I think fall 2019.
Excellent. All right, so my first question, that because you're such an expert in this, is how do you think your experience as an EFL learner has benefited you as a Tesol professional?
Yes, sure. Like at the very beginning of my career, like I have taught English to ESL students, I think for maybe almost 10 years. So at the very beginning, I questioned myself, will I be good enough being an EFL learner? Will I be good enough to teach ESL learners? And yes, I was asking that question from myself, but as the time went by, I felt that being an EFL learner and then being an ESL teacher is kind of rewarding. It's really rewarding. Because I think the first reason is, like I said earlier, I can be an inspiration to my students. I see sometimes they get frustrated over not understanding some aspects in the language and, oh, I don't know how to write a paper. I can point at myself and say, I have been in your shoes, so I worked harder, and here I am teaching you guys. So I think I can motivate them better and reach out to them better, like being a teacher whose first language is not English. And I think at the same time, empathy, I have developed this empathy because I also learned English as a foreign language. I think maybe empathy is part of my personality too. So I'm able to understand some of their issues. Sometimes teachers would say, oh, these international students always plagiarize. But sometimes if you think out of the box, maybe they have never heard about plagiarism back in their home country. Or they may not have enough paraphrasing skills not to plagiarize, right? So understanding them is a little easier, I think, without judging, oh, this student does this error. So I think that's really a benefit, I guess, yes.
Yeah. I love what you were saying about, sometimes people, when they learn English as a foreign language, that they feel like, oh, I'm not going to be good enough, right? And it's that perception that in order to teach English, I need to be perfect. And I need to use it perfectly all the time. Otherwise, my students are going to be messed up.
Yeah.
But I mean, you and I both know that it's that really the goal for EFL, for English as an international language, it's comprehensibility.
Correct. Yes.
And people understand you, and yet we still hold ourselves to that, like, oh, but I'm not perfect. I'm like, you don't have to be perfect. In fact, it's kind of great if you're not, because you can show your students, oh, see, I even make mistakes, and yet people are understanding me.
Yeah, you are right, Sharon. Yes, I was going to tell this, like, about the intelligibility. Some of my students, they think, oh, I need to talk like an English speaker. But I would always point out that, intelligibility is the key. So as far as you know how to talk in a way that the others would understand, you don't have to like imitate the others, or you don't have to be like them, but yes.
Right. And also, if even let's say that they're misunderstood, right? Because that happens all the time. Being a good communicator means you know how to repair the
Right.
communication. You know how to move forward. You don't just go, "Oh my God,"
Yes.
So, and that's what, your experience brings to those students is you're like, I've been there, I've been misunderstood, but this is how you push forward.